Welcome, everybody, to another GD podcast. I'm your host, Guy DeMarco, and this week we are covering the Accuracy International Long Range Classic held at ALTUS Shooting Solutions in Baker, Florida. So this is a fun episode. I've got some interviews from day one post-match, and then I've got interviews from day two post-match. I also have two of the Team USA shooters that are going to be competing in Cameo in Palisade, Colorado for the IPRF World Championship. So stay tuned, check it out, let me know what you think. Thanks. Doing it all. All right, folks, here we are. We're at the Accuracy International Long Range Classic at ALTUS Shooting Solutions in Baker, Florida. Day one is done, and it's been warm, and it's been windy, but it's been a good time. We're joined right now with Mr. Matt Sprouse. Hopefully I said that correctly.
Yep.
Fantastic. So how was your day one?
It started off a little rough.
Started a little rough. Did we get better throughout the day?
Yeah, we eventually had a couple cleans, so it was nice.
Okay.
But overall, I had a blast. So definitely a good bit different than the normal PRS stuff we do for sure.
Okay. Where do you normally shoot at?
As far as
like what?
ranges?
Yeah, what ranges do you normally shoot at?
Mostly East Coast stuff.
Okay.
So, Cotton House, Cool Acres. Done a good bit of stuff up in Virginia, Pig River.
Okay. Is this your first time down here at ALTUS?
This is my fourth time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I haven't been here in probably 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years since you've been back down here. Did they have the new side open the last time you were down here?
They had just opened that up.
They had just opened it. Okay. So here at the AI Long Range Classic, got James Gilliland from Shadow 6. He's the match director for this. We got awesome trophies. We got good food. What did you think of the day one course of fire?
I thought it was a really good mix of kind of the normal stuff that we see with PRS.
Okay.
And we did have a lot of new things kind of thrown in.
Okay.
A couple unknown distance stages.
Okay.
We had a lot of stages with a lot of targets. One shot per 10 targets on I think stage 15. One shot
Oh, wow.
per. 12 targets on stage 12. One shot per, one position per shot.
Wow.
Really hustling.
Yeah, so I didn't get to read through the match book or anything else like that. I'm RO in this one, so I'm way down on the other end, so I haven't really seen what's going on up here at the top. So wow, that's a lot of movement, a lot of timing out. I do know that each stage is going to have a stage winner, so they're doing points and total time. So each shooter gets his time and his score recorded. And that's how they're going to be handing out the checks for that. Do you think you're leading any stages at this point?
I'm feeling pretty good about stage 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the unknown distance stages. There's 10 targets, 5 shots per position. Kind of from what I understand, I think I had the fastest time, and it may have held up.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Sweet. So maybe you could get your match feedback, get some cash, and make the trip make the drive home a little bit more sweet. What was your favorite stage of the day, as far as like design and targets and positions and thinking like that?
Even though I didn't do that well on it, stage 12 was awesome. We had 12 targets, 12 animal targets, 12 positions, one shot per.
Okay.
I really like a lot of the movement. It kind of really forces you to work on that edge of failure,
right.
Kind of move as fast as you can and still make, good hits and try to watch your impacts and do the best you can to, make corrections if you do miss and apply that to your next target. So.
Okay. What was the stage you want to get back?
Stage 11.
Okay.
Was our first stage of the day. It was an unknown distance stage, and I got a 1.
Oh no.
Yeah. That was tough, but
that was just to the right of the zero range.
That's right.
And then unknown distance, no looking through glass, no nothing, no opportunity to mill anything, just.
And I had a good bit of confidence coming in because a buddy of mine do some of these team matches,
right.
Field matches where you find range engaged targets and that kind of thing. And I just wasn't ready to apply all of that into a 90-second time window.
It's different going from like 4 to 6 minutes to now.
Yep. That was a shock for sure.
Okay.
But I tried to stay positive throughout the day, and we started getting into, spinning things towards probably stage 5 or 6, and had a couple cleans. It felt good.
So how many stages total are there in the match?
16.
So we shot 10 today, so we got 6 tomorrow. We'll have a bit of a shorter day, get some people some good food, and then get on the road, and they can be back home at a decent time. So that's awesome. What did you learn today that you're going to bring into day 2 tomorrow and wrap this match up?
Just have fun. Don't focus so much on trying to, get wrapped up in making mistakes. I think that's probably one thing that kind of hurt me early today. It was kind of getting down, dropping some points that I felt like I shouldn't have. Once I kind of loosened up a little bit, I started having a little more fun and started hitting more targets.
Hitting more targets. Awesome. Well, sweet man, I hope you do good tomorrow, and we'll talk to you again at the next match. I'm sure we're going to be at some of the same matches here shortly, but good luck tomorrow, and I'd like to see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks, brother. Test. Fantastic. We're rolling. All right. We're here with another shooter. It is the end of day 1. We're here with
Matthew Scott.
How was your day 1?
It was good. It was hard. It's tough.
It was hard. It was tough.
It was.
What are you shooting? What's your gun wise?
It's Accuracy International ATX and 6mm Creedmoor.
So you're shooting an AI at the AI Long Range Classic.
That I won here last year.
That you won here last year. So you're shooting the gun that you won last year.
That is correct.
Fantastic. How'd you like day 1? Was it too hard? Was it too easy?
No,
big wind?
Definitely not too easy.
Somebody turned the wind on?
Yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough. A lot of mirage. A lot of mirage.
Okay. What would you say your favorite stage was?
I'd probably say the post stage over here. I don't really know. It's like a UKD. It's kind of short range, so I knew I could hit those.
Fair enough. So was it off the tire and the post and stuff like that?
Yeah, the tire rack there.
Was it shooting at the Yankee X-rays and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
okay.
That's it.
You said that was your favorite just because it was the UKD kind of style and just go fast and try to hit them all?
That's right.
How'd you do on it?
I got 9 out of 10.
Okay.
9 out of 10.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who cleaned it, though.
Ooh, was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not necessarily in the money, but you're definitely up there in points.
I hit all 10. I shot one target wrong.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun, though.
Okay, so what's the target that you want to get back? Or what's the stage that you want to get back? Like if you could reshoot it right now, which one would it be?
I would actually like to try the movers again. I think it took me a little while to figure it out because I never did it.
You've never shot a mover?
Well, I tried. I think it was last year, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I haven't practiced on it, nothing like that. And I actually figured it out. There's some guys kind of gave me a little bit of tips of what to do.
Okay.
And it took me a minute. I think I only got like 3 or 4 of them, but I realized what I was doing there at the end. So that was pretty fun.
Okay, fantastic. What do you think overall of the match so far, day 1? We shot 10 stages today. We're shooting 6 tomorrow. Getting out of here early. We got good food. We got some pretty solid ROs. We got tent. We got shade. We got Black Rifle Coffee here.
Right.
Giving us coffee in the morning.
Everything was good, man. I think it's a very fair match. Even for the top guys that's here that do it a lot, it'll put you in your place.
It's humbling.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. What did you learn today that you're going to carry into tomorrow?
Oh, not to rush it.
Not to rush it.
Not to rush it. I missed a bunch of shots.
Just trying to. You're Ricky Bobby trying to go fast.
Just trying to go fast. Yep.
Okay. Seeing how you won the rifle last year, had you been shooting a lot prior to that match last year?
I wouldn't say quite. Well, yeah and no. There's some probably shot more than me, but I've shot a few matches with it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, no, before that, had you shot a bunch? Before last year's match?
No, not much.
Okay. So what you're saying is somebody...
Maybe 6 rounds or 6 matches a year or something like that.
Okay.
Not a whole bunch. I'm just getting into it,
Okay.
Reload and everything.
Now you have the gear to do it, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So do you need to be a pro to come out to one of these matches?
No, man. If I hadn't hit a target all day, just a group of guys I'm with, man, it's been awesome.
Okay.
People helping you, showing you the ropes.
Well, fantastic. So once again, it sounds like the community is just as much fun as pulling triggers and smacking steel.
100%. 100%. A lot of good people.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining me.
Thank you,
we'll
sir.
see how it shakes out tomorrow for you.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yep. All right, I stole somebody else. So, I heard from a birdie that you shot pretty damn good today.
I feel like I shot all right.
I feel like you shot all right.
I shot pretty good today.
So what?
For me, anyways. For me, anyways. I shot pretty good.
You've taken hardware away from one days here, so.
In the finale last year.
Right. So how does the one day matches that you shot here compare to this match? Difficulty rating.
The difficulty is Mr. Jim always puts on a tough match, which is fun because if you clean everything, then it's not quite as fun as something that's pretty sporty like today. We had some switchy wins, and then stages are pretty intriguing sometimes.
Okay, so higher on the difficulty rating.
It is.
Definitely turned on the wind today.
Sure
Definitely
did.
turned on the mirage today.
Oh yeah.
What do you know what you're at point wise on the day? Like how many there were versus how many you shot?
I think I'm down somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 points for the day.
Given the difficulty of today, I'm going to say that's pretty damn good.
I feel like I did pretty good.
I would be happy with being down 20. So what was your favorite stage of the day?
Favorite stage? I love movers. I'm always a huge fan of movers.
I can understand that. So what was the mover stage?
Mover stage was a circle plate on a 300-yard line and then the 515-yard line.
Okay.
And they're both moving obviously at the same time, and you shoot one round at the 300. This is all from the prone. One round at 300, one round at 500, back to the 300, back to the 500.
Just keep going back and forth?
Just keep going until you've shot your 10 rounds.
10 rounds? Okay. What's the stage you want to get back?
Stage I want to get back.
Like if you had that magic mulligan chip, which stage are you using it on?
Oh, this last one, the shoot house.
Okay, what was that?
I took a bag in that I wasn't comfortable with.
Okay.
Just on a whim, I threw a plate bag on instead of carrying my normal fortune cookie with heavy sand fill, and I wasn't as steady as I normally am.
Okay. Yeah. So trying something new on the clock.
Don't try anything new on game day.
Yeah. Fair enough. So my next question is, what did you learn today that you're going to carry into tomorrow? And I'm guessing it's going to be don't try new stuff on the clock.
Oh no, never change anything on game day. I'm going to take my bag that I always use and just continue shooting with it.
Okay. We got 6 stages tomorrow. At least 2 of them are going to be first thing in the morning, 7:30. Well, maybe 2 to 3 of those stages are going to be first thing in the morning, low winds, good targets, XYZ. What are your thoughts on the game tomorrow? If you're feeling good about today, what's your mental process to stay in the game for tomorrow?
Just don't want to get overexcited with a good performance today. I want to keep a level head, and as long as I do that, I know my rifle's shooting well, so if I miss, it's my own fault.
So what is your rifle?
I have a American Rifle Company Nucleus, the Generation 2 Nucleus Action, Trigger Tech Diamond flat shoe, running at about 10 ounces or so. Foundation Centurion stock, and Vortex Razor Gen 3.
Okay. Caliber?
6mm Creedmoor.
6 Creedmoor. So you're bucking the wind out there pretty decent. What speed are you running?
I'm running a 112 match burner at about 30-40.
Okay, so on my stage out at 1036, how much wind were you holding?
0.4. 0.4 left.
Fantastic. A lot of people would be happy to be holding 0.4 back there.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. And normally I say the guest name, but I've got so many names after calling names all day.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Garrett Barton.
That's what it was. I was like, Garrett something. Okay, so this was Garrett Barton, semi-local shooter in the Alabama area. If you guys are listening, get down to one of these ALTUS matches. Come watch him put on a clinic, and we'll see how he ends up tomorrow. So stay tuned, and we'll continue this and see where everybody's at tomorrow. All right, day 2, Accuracy International Long Range Classic. It is wrapped up. We are joined here with Mr. Ken Sanoski from Leopold and Team MPA and Impact and Lapua and Berger, MKM, and whoever's on his back.
A little bit of everybody.
How are you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So, outlaw match. You're down here. You came to Florida. What brought you to this match?
So I think about 7 years ago, this is where I started, back when it was K&M, and trying to fill my schedule up with matches. This one kind of fit in into like a 2-month window where I didn't have any matches. So
okay.
And then the cash payout, obviously.
Cash payouts.
Yeah, it caught my attention, so here I am.
Here you are. So how was the match? So first off, how much has ALTUS, used to be K&M Core, how much has it changed in those years?
I believe it pretty much doubled in size.
Yes.
From what I remember. I think it was 15 or 16 that I was here.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it about doubled in size. So
yeah, that was
cool.
A while ago, for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I don't remember a ton about the range, but it's a great place to shoot. So
okay.
Glad I came back. Weather's awesome.
Weather is pretty good. Did you bring family down and they go chill on the beach yesterday? Or?
No, but that's probably going to be next year.
That's probably going to be next year.
If it fits the schedule, I was going to bring the wife, and at the time we didn't know what the weather was going to be like. So she's like, well, it's April. How nice could it be?
But just tell her it was terrible.
I told her when I landed on Friday, I said, you should have came because it is beautiful out. And it was, I think, 30 degrees, and we had a dust and the snow in Pennsylvania.
Oof.
On Friday. I think it snowed again yesterday, so...
So what did you think of the match? Not necessarily your standard PRS 2-day. A little bit different, little outlaw, little sniper-ish, little PRS-ish stages. What did you think overall of the match?
Thought it was great.
Okay.
Minus the sling stage, but that's just... I historically have shot very bad using the sling, and it obviously continued this weekend, but I have no complaints. I mean, okay. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I mean, it was good to get back to kind of what it was back when I was here for my first time.
For the first time.
Yeah,
okay.
Some unknown distance stuff that, it's, I don't know, kind of spoon-fed as PRS shooters nowadays. So
okay, fair enough.
It was a nice change.
Nice change of pace. Maybe a couple of things to focus on in general training. Maybe you're not going to use those per se in a PRS match, but hey, if you want to go shoot a sniper match or you want to go shoot another outlaw match, just different things to think about.
Well, I'm not practicing with the sling. None of that's going to change. But I struggled on the one unknown distance stage.
Okay.
I thought I had a good plan, but I'd like to think that my elevation was good, and hopefully it was just like a wind
was
call
it on
that was
the
off.
other 15 stages you shot?
What's that?
Was your elevation on the other 15 stages you shot?
Yeah. But I milled the targets. I had a good reference chart, dialed my scope, and it sounded like I was in the ballpark, but I'm guessing it was wind that got me.
Okay.
And where the targets were, I couldn't really tell. It was a kind of a field fire setup. No berms, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So just kind of got to roll with the punches. So
what was your favorite stage of the match?
Oh, favorite stage... To be honest, I liked the first unknown distance stage we shot yesterday. It had 10 targets.
10 targets?
I guess they were from 250 to 780-ish.
Okay, was that off the rock up on the hill?
That was off the fence post.
Okay, gotcha.
So, it was doable.
Yep.
I only got 5, but...
Doable? So that was your favorite unknown distance stage. What's the stage you want to get back? Be like, man, if I could reshoot that right now.
The other unknown distance stage? Yeah, definitely, because I had a stretch today. I started off good. We started on the KYL stage first thing this morning, which you don't get a better draw than that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was sitting in 6 yesterday, so it's like, well, you almost have to go for all 5.
Yep.
And I hit them, so it was a good start. And then we shot a 12-position animal stage, or 12-position, 12 targets. Yeah, 12 targets. That was a good stage. I walked off there with an 8, which not too bad. Then we come to your stage, and 9 out of 12, which, again, probably could have got a couple more, but not bad.
Yeah.
And then the wheels come off for the next stage, which was the unknown distance. I took a 0. I went to the sling stage. I took a 1, so I fired 20 rounds, and I only got 1 point, which I don't know that that's ever happened to me, but, you know, it is what it is.
ALTUS is bringing a bunch of first times for everything, right?
And then I finished on the pipe, concrete pipe stage where Brandon was at, and he was like, "You going to go for the stage win?" And I don't know. We'll see if I start hitting the targets, and just kind of went with it, and it sounds like I might have got that by a couple seconds. So
okay,
it's
awesome.
a good finish.
Awesome. So where do you think you ended up overall?
Oh, jeez. I can't imagine I moved up any, so I'm guessing I went the other direction, and maybe top 15 possibly.
Okay.
It's hard to say because I dropped a lot of points today, but, they weren't real easy stages. So.
No, I obviously didn't shoot this match, but just seeing like the 4 stages on our side, like it was a tough match.
Yeah.
It was a tough match.
I really wish matches would get back to that. Like these matches where we go shoot 2 days, 20 stages, 200 rounds, and the winner drops 9 points or 12 points.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean,
I like a match.
If we threw some of those hard stages in there, it would give a separator for you guys at the top. It would be decent for the guys in the middle, but some of our brand new shooters that we're trying to bring into the sport and encourage to come back in are still going to hit some targets.
Yeah, it kind of seems like there's an entitlement for PRS shooters with, everybody should get so many impacts. Well, that wasn't the way when we started. Like, if you wanted to hit targets, you worked for it.
Exactly.
And this match was exactly how that was.
Okay.
So,
awesome. I know Jim's going to love hearing that feedback. I mean, he's been walking around asking everybody for feedback. So
it was a welcome change from shooting, just PRS style matches the last few years. So it's nice. You walk off a stage, you got a 5, and it's like, well, all right, I hit 50% of the targets, and I'm not out of it. A typical PRS match, you get a 5 out of 10. Good chance you're probably out of the running.
Exactly. So. Sweet. Anything else you want to throw out there? Any final thoughts of the match? How was the food? How was the? You already said the weather was
yesterday. Great. Weather was great. Food yesterday. It was awesome. Burgers today were good. ROs, you guys were all fantastic. So, yeah, no,
we had a small pool of ROs, but the ones we did have were pretty good.
I really enjoyed it. It was good time. So
fantastic. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for RO, man.
Look forward to seeing you at another match.
Sounds good.
All right, we got another shooter. He finished up pretty good, in my opinion.
I appreciate that. I would like to have done better.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Jimmy Riley. I'm from Ohio, and we come down and shoot ALTUS every year, 3 of us, sometimes 4 of us. This is probably year 9 or 10, I would say, I've shot here.
Yeah. You guys coming down here and shooting this match specifically, I know that. So you've shot it over a long period of time. That's why I wanted to grab you, because I know you guys shoot it every year. How's the flavor this year to years past?
I really liked it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I didn't suck on some stages, because I did. But
there's a lot of people that did that.
Yeah. But they said their goal was to make it not a regular PRS match, and I'd say they did that.
I think they accomplished that task for sure.
Yeah, they did a good job of changing things up. A lot of things were interesting. I honestly thought most of the stages were a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I had some good stages and some bad ones.
Yep.
Took a 0 on the KYL, but I knew going in I was either going to 10 it or 0 it. There was no in between.
There's no in between. What would you say your favorite stage of the match was?
Well, I would say how about I give you 3, I guess. Okay. I like the shoot house. I did well in there too. So
give us a brief description of what the shoot house was.
So there were you had 5 targets from 5 windows, 2 shots per.
Okay.
And in the inside of the shoot house is kind of L-shaped. So window 3 is turned parallel towards the range. So it was a little tricky, but I got 8 shots off, and I got all 8 impacts. So
okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was good. But then I like the unknown distance stuff. Not everybody does. I do.
Right. I mean, you're wearing a Mammoth Sniper Challenge shirt, so
yeah, I've been to a couple of those now.
Probably a fan of trying to do some work.
Yeah, and so the stage is a 16 when they gave you the little drawing map.
Right.
I used it and it worked, and I first round impact the first 2 targets.
Okay.
So you can do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I enjoyed that.
Okay.
I know some people that didn't, but you're gonna have that.
Yeah.
But It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I have no complaints. Sunshine, great weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good beer.
Good beer.
So what's the stage that you want to get back? If you could go shoot it right now.
The car.
The car?
Yeah, right
My
there.
stage?
Yeah, your stage at the end. I just had a mental screw up on that.
Okay.
And I screwed. I couldn't even fold my bipod legs up on the clock. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bad mental stage.
So on that, it was 4 targets ranging in distance. As you moved through the positions from the trunk, the roof, to the hood, you actually lost your target reference points, so your TRPs changed. You couldn't see stuff. It was a difficult stage. So yesterday, we only had 2 cleans the whole time.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the guy cleaned it with a bipod bag, and today, the stage winner cleaned it with just a bag. So, like, it was doable both ways. Like, you know, not dialing seemed to be the way to go.
Right.
Like, dial the first one and hold under, or dial the third one and go whichever way. I don't know. But
so I dialed, and then the first 2 were within a tenth. So
okay,
and then I held under for the next 2, which for whatever reason I thought I was watching Mirage go across, and I held wind on the first 2, and I missed them both.
Yep.
Went straight up on the 2 close ones, hit them. Then I messed up with my bipod on the roof. It was too tall, and I couldn't get it folded up. And then after time, I took another shot on target 1, held center, and smoked it.
Yep. So very, very elusive. Like I saw a dude shooting 4 tenths yesterday, and then 2 tenths today, and straight up today. And yeah, it was the wind on that new side is just all over the place, which. I mean, I like as an RO because I get to see what other people do. I hate it as a shooter because I normally miss the targets.
Yeah.
So you guys have been down here 8-9 years. You guys coming back?
Yeah. It's already done. We'll be back next year.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you guys are up in which part of Ohio?
We are right between Cincinnati and Dayton, about a half hour north of downtown Cincinnati.
Okay. Yep. And so you guys just carpool down and just hang out and have a good time.
Yeah, we do it every year. We usually come down. We leave like on Wednesday. We'll drive most of the way, halfway. Yeah. We'll bourbon shop, gun store hunt, you know, and stay somewhere, get some good steak, and then come on down the next day.
Right.
And then we'll screw around Destin on Thursday and Friday and go places we like there.
Yep.
Come here and Zero and stuff on Friday.
So this is almost like guys' weekend trip.
Yeah, every year.
I like it.
And we don't go. We'll leave tonight. We'll probably drive 4 or 5 hours tonight, and then we'll get dinner and stay somewhere tonight, and then go home tomorrow. So, because it takes about 11 hours.
Okay. Yeah. So, let me ask you this question: with it being a 2-day, there's a lot of money on the line, everything like that. What did you think of it only being 16 stages? Was that discouraging to you? Was it?
No.
Was it you like it because you can get on the road? Like, what are your thoughts?
I'm unbiased either way on that. I mean, I'd have been happy to shoot a couple more today. It's kind of nice that we're done this early.
Yeah, we're done at lunchtime.
I got no complaint either way on that. I mean, if they wanted to do this same match and do 20 stages, I'd be happy with that too. You know?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Jim asked us yesterday, sat down with us and asked us what we thought yesterday, what everyone's honest opinions were of what they had shot and everything. And I genuinely liked this match a lot all weekend overall. I mean, I really did. So it's been a lot of fun. Now, I didn't shoot as well as I'd have liked to have, of course, but that happens. So, but it's definitely cool. I mean, I didn't shoot bad enough to not come back. I'll say that.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Awesome, buddy. Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for all
It's great seeing you guys again every year. I wasn't able to make it last year, but I've seen you guys down here since I started shooting out here in 19, so it's always good to see you guys and catch up, and you and Brian and talk suppressors and all that
it's always
stuff.
good. It's cool. It's something that's cool about this stuff as a whole is you start traveling around and you do have familiar faces when you go to other places, and it's nice. You know, it always is. So,
absolutely.
So thank you.
Awesome.
Have a great day, man.
You too, brother. All right, folks, we're here with Mr. Overalls, Derek Webster. Drove out from Texas to come shoot the ALTUS match.
Yep.
So what brought you out?
Man, it's just last time I shot ALTUS was back in 2018, and I had a blast. This place is awesome. It's a lot of fun. I'm kind of looking at matches I haven't shot in a long time or matches I haven't shot at all. And I had a couple buddies that wanted to come out.
Okay.
They're pretty new, never really shot many big national matches, and actually, I think one of them won the match.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyler Jacobs. I'll bring him over here.
Okay.
But anyway, they kind of motivated me to come out too, and the original plan was to have a family vacation, do the Destin thing, and
right.
wife had some work stuff pop up last minute, and so weren't able to take a family trip, but committed to the match anyway, and glad I did. It's a lot of fun. Jim puts on a good match. The UKD stuff's obviously questionable, but I'm going to talk to Phil about putting me through sniper school, and next year I'm going to come out here and dominate.
See, there you go. See, now you know what to work on. It's just like any other match. But you came out here. What did you think over the match overall? Like, what was your favorite stage?
Favorite stage is probably the car stage over there. I wasn't actually tall enough to get on top of the car, but what was nice about it was four targets in a pan. So you had like left of center, and right off of 3 different positions on the car, 12-round stage. Pretty sporty in 90 seconds, which I like that kind of stuff. So I had my holdovers really figured out. Unfortunately, I couldn't get high enough on the top of the car, but that was your actually stage. You
mine,
are at that stage. That was a lot of fun. I like that stage a lot.
Okay.
But even though it didn't go my favor, that was probably my favorite one. I like big pans and holdovers and stuff going on.
So what's the stage that, I want it back, I want to go reshoot it right now? What stage is that for you?
Stage 1, or I guess it would be 15. That was my first stage. I was the first shooter. Kind of fluffed the briefing up a little bit and had targets out of order, so I got completely out of order and only got a 2 on that stage.
Okay.
Which, didn't faze me, but came over here on the rocks, got a 5, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go fast.
Right.
And have fun and just help out Tyler and just try to help out the squad guys, that was probably the one I wish I could get back because that set the tone a little bit.
Well, whoever you helped yesterday, they held on to it for a very long time, and he did get beat.
Oh, time-wise?
Time-wise on the car, yeah.
Well, he was clean.
He was.
And all we worried about was clean.
Yep.
So, and in fact, another guy says, there's no way he got a 12 on it. We said, he got a 12.
He got a 12. I watched it.
Yeah, and I think it was 85 seconds or something.
Right. It was up there, and then 80.55.
Yeah.
Clean took it.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
And he's the only one that got that far with a bipod too.
Wow.
Everybody else was timing out with bipods.
And that's something I like Tyler. Me and him are good friends. We're actually business partners, and we just acquired Sherman Wildcats, which I was going to bring up. But so one of the things that we do when we're training is we really talk about having the right mindset and have a plan for the stage, and don't just get up there and fake it till you make it. I mean, kind of visualize what you're going to do before you get up there, and that typically always pans out.
Right.
It's like shooting the stage twice.
Okay.
So
speaking of that. Like having a visualization, everything like that. You're actually going out to Cameo here shortly, aren't you?
Next weekend.
Next weekend, you're shooting Cameo.
Yep.
And have you shot there before?
Yeah, I actually shot there last year, the year before, and is by far my favorite venue in the country as far as the scenery and the
Palisade is beautiful.
Yeah. I shot really well on day 1 there. I was tied, I think, for points lead. And day 2, there was a stage, and I'll never forget it. But you're kind of laying upside down a little bit, and you're having to shoot uphill.
Oh wow!
And the bipod that I was using wasn't quite tall enough, and so I was kind of stuck. I think I got a 2 or 3 on that stage. It really put me pretty far back after that. But
have you remedied that situation?
I did. Actually, the last match, I went up to Idaho here a couple of weeks ago. And won a double pull skypod off the prize table. So I love winning stuff off tables that I get to utilize.
That you actually get to use,
right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of meant to be.
Yeah. So with you going to Cameo next weekend, that's going to be in preparation to shooting for the Team USA for
correct. Yeah.
IPRF Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. I started looking at the match schedule and chose to kind of be selective about the matches that I chose to
go to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Something that allowed me to focus on, target acquisition.
Okay.
In areas I'm not used to up in these mountains and finding them next to rock piles and stuff that they kind of blend in. So I picked Idaho and obviously Cameo. That's where it's going to be held. And, other than that, I don't really have anything else West Coast up in the mountains.
Okay.
I'll just be kind of basically prepping for Worlds.
Yep.
And be honest with you, I'm super excited about it. And I've been shooting long enough where I don't practice much anymore. I do a lot of trainings and things like that. But now I'm actually going to put some time on the barricades and try to just work on my shooting.
And you're shooting in the factory division for Worlds.
Correct.
And so what's your gun setup for that?
So actually it's the same Masterpiece Arms 6-dasher that I was running towards the end of last season. It's only got about 600 or 700 rounds on the barrel.
Okay, so that's still good. That's still fresh.
Correct. Yeah, I actually pulled that thing and set it aside.
Okay.
And
because it was shooting so well. I mean, you were taking second.
Yeah.
I think you got a first in there with that gun.
No, unfortunately, no, I didn't. I did get a first, but it was with actually an open rifle.
Okay.
Right before I went production, I won it was actually my first national match, and after that, they say once you've kind of unlocked what you know is possible of winning a match, then it seems to be a little bit easier, and that couldn't be far from the truth, or further from the truth. Having a goal to set aside, which is, okay, I have to win enough points in production class to make the U.S. team, it just lit a fire under me.
Yeah.
And so I knew that there were some really great shooters in production.
They're not standing next to you. I can tell you that much.
Well, Matt Allwine, Doug, and Keith Rudisil, they were all up there in point standings. And
because that's what they generally shoot anyways.
It is, and they've got a lot of matches. So they actually podiumed quite a few matches, or at least a couple each.
Right.
And so I knew I was going to at least try to podium, a few matches, and I just got super fortunate. I think it was a second, fifth, and then a second, I believe.
Yeah, you were on a tear.
Yeah, it worked out. I shot 6 or 7 national matches all within like 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Because I only had from July on, really.
Right.
And it worked out. I got enough points, and so going into it in the factory division is going to be a lot of fun.
So with representing Team USA, it's basically our Olympics.
Sure.
Right? So how's that make you feel that you're basically representing America on a national stage in the thing that we actually like to do? It's not Olympic basketball. It's not hockey. But I'm kind of seeing this as our 1984 U.S. hockey team against the USSR. This is our miracle, right?
Yeah.
The match was supposed to be in South Africa. A lot of people, I personally think a lot of people didn't pay attention to it because it was in South Africa.
Sure.
And then as soon as it hit U.S. soil, everybody's like, game on.
Oh, that was me. I would love to shoot on the U.S. team, but when it was in South Africa, I kind of know myself, and if I could afford to go to South Africa, I couldn't afford the 30 or 40 animals that I'd want to shoot while I was over there. And so,
no doubt.
I really wasn't trying to refinance my house, for the venture, but I was pretty excited about hearing it was coming back to the United States.
Yeah.
And once I got word of that, my goal shifted for the year, for sure.
Right.
And I was super motivated.
I think 90% of the people on the team, it kind of shifted for, it seems
big time. I mean, it gave a window of opportunity.
Yeah.
That I was not planning for, and so obviously goals shifted. I was fortunate enough to shoot for Team MPA, and gave those guys a call. Got into an MPA rifle, and just crushed with it. Did really well. It performed awesome, and that made me even more excited because now, yes, I'm going into the World Championship as a factory shooter,
right?
But I'm also going into it with a rifle capable of winning the match.
100%.
And so, I mean, yes, I would love to win factory division in the World Championship, but I'm going there to win the match.
Right.
And so.
And I guess that's my question. Can a shooter that isn't in open win the match overall?
Well, I know I can get more points than first place. However they classify me, that's up to them. But when the match is over and we're talking about it over a few beers, that'll be what really matters. So,
there you go.
How they classify it, I'm totally cool with. I just hope that Team USA does awesome, and that we support the country and represent the country the way that I know we will.
I'm glad that we have all the divisions filled this year.
Yep.
I know we did in Italy. But when we went to France, we didn't have any military shooters, and we didn't have enough seniors on the team. So I was trying to make it twofold, production and military. Obviously, I'm still new in this game, so my scores weren't high enough to make it.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm super stoked that it'll at least all the divisions will be filled, and the fact that I get to go and RO it. So
yeah, that's awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. That place is gorgeous, and we are going to take the family up there and camp out.
Yeah,
and really make a trip out of it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I've talked to all the team guys. They're pumped about it too. I mean, anytime you can represent your country in anything, let alone our true passion, which is precision rifle.
Exactly.
I'm stoked. I'm super
100%.
beside myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yep.
And sign up for Navasota.
Oh yeah.
And we'll talk about Sherman and DI and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Cool, brother.
Awesome, man.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
Yep.
All right, folks, we just talked to Derek Webster, and he's going to Cameo next weekend. So now I grabbed the match director for Cameo for next weekend, Mr. Doug Cohen. We've been shooting ROing together for a long time, so happy to see you down here at ALTUS.
Absolutely.
Hanging out.
I love coming here. It's a great facility. I always enjoy shooting here.
Yeah. It's a great facility. They opened up the new side. We've got some good wind, some open cuts. It's no longer left edge in the southeast.
Right.
But it's 10-minute arbitration. We'll make this in 5. So you've got Cameo next weekend. You're the match director for that. That's also where IPRF Worlds are going to be. Is that your home range?
No. I live in Florida, so
okay.
it's
So
just,
you live down here. It's just that's the match.
That's my location for the Koenig Ruger PRC. Yep,
Okay.
Because of what it is, the facility, the ambiance, everything about it. Able to get in there.
How did you luck into such a facility to be able to host
It was
matches?
a lot of work, and it was kind of through a network. And I had met Walt, who's the director there. Oh, I don't know. Well, now a couple years before. And we had talked about them opening up the facility. And I've been approached by a lot of people with new ranges and stuff. And right when they started to do it, and then just in a funny way, through 2 different people, put me in contact with me because they knew I was looking for kind of an epic place to run a match.
Right.
So we were looking in Missouri around Bass Pro Big Cedar initially. And then it kind of migrated out there, and I flew out, looked it over, and it was pretty much a done deal from my perspective.
100%. So that's a match where you got to hump in all your own steel, to my knowledge, and putting it different uphill, downhill, all this stuff. Target acquisition's a huge
so
thing.
the match, where we run the match is on a 4.5-mile loop, and other than the loop, everything has to be hand-packed out, T-posts and targets. You can't drive UTVs or motorcycles out to the target. So it's a very labor-intensive match, but on the same token, I kind of like that because it gives you, because we're using all animal targets, gives you that hunting feel, field shooting type of deal.
Right.
And that was
Definitely
the whole
a field
idea.
match. Definitely a field match. So being on Team USA and knowing that match is there, does that give you a warm and fuzzy, like, I don't want to say it like the back of your hand because it's not your home range, but you have a very good idea.
Well, I have a good idea, but the interesting thing about out there is the weather and the wind is so variable.
Right.
And it can be so extreme from one day to the next, one afternoon to the next. So I don't necessarily know there's really much of an advantage. I wish there was a huge advantage, to be quite honest, but I've been there enough weeks setting up and testing stages and doing stuff that, there's enough differentiation between our match and what they're going to and where they're going to be set up for the Worlds that I don't really feel there's
too much.
No, I don't really think so. I wish there was, but
at least you know where to eat and you know where to stay.
I know all that. I've got my accommodations locked in. I rent a house, and I know all the good places I like to eat. And
fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
So what's it like for you? I mean, you've been shooting a very long time. You traditionally come from the pistol world. Now you're in the rifle world. You're in both, really. But I'm sure that you've represented Team USA in some type of shooting sports in the past.
Yep.
So how is it doing it in precision rifle?
Well, it's an exciting opportunity for me. if I'm fortunate enough to do well, for me in my career and just for my brand, I think it says a lot. I've won IPSC World Championships, Bianchi Cup, Bianchi World Championships, Europeans, been on all sorts of teams in the pistol world. So if I'm lucky enough to, put together a good match and bring home the gold, that'll be an exciting moment for me.
Absolutely. And for Team USA. I know I was just talking with Derek, and to be able to represent himself, the companies he works with, but also the United States in something that people are truly passionate about, being precision rifle. Super excited about it. I'm just excited to be able to go there and RO and watch it at this point. I tried real hard to make it last year, fell a little short, but I'm just super stoked to get out there and support the match directors or whoever needs it, spotting shots and doing the whole thing.
Awesome.
Any final thoughts on the match here this weekend down here at ALTUS? I know you're at Florida. I know we've seen each other on the range before, shooting out here. Good range utilization, good match flow, good targets. What are your thoughts?
I think everything was good. I mean, at one stage, I just didn't feel kind of fit. I felt there was a lot of luck involved in one of the stages, and I hate to see, a match with a lot of good shooters and a lot of good different shooting tests have something that's a high percentage of luck on it. If you happen to find the first target and you're really, really familiar with this range, you probably have an advantage on knowing target distances. So I'm always looking at it from a competitive and a match director standpoint that, what gives it the most even playing field for somebody who shoots here once a year versus somebody who shoots here 10 times a year.
Right.
And anybody else. That's all. I thought it was a great match. The flow was good. We got done early, and I'm headed to Cameo tomorrow to go start setting up for the match, so I'm glad we got done early today.
There you go. Awesome. Well, sir, appreciate you coming on. Really appreciate it, talking about Team USA and your match.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you,
sir.
See you.
There's that. All right, folks, the match is finished. The scores are out. The prizes have been awarded. The hardware is already in people's trucks and they're driving away, but I was able to steal the match winner. He just told me his name, but I've been in a long day in the sun. Tyler Jacobs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Out of Texas, drove up here with Derek Webster, and you crushed. You ended up winning the match.
Yeah, man. It was good. Day one, me and Derek, we had a plan. We were going to come up here and win this thing.
Okay.
And, man, day one went really well for me. It just seemed to fall in place. Like I said, I told you before that this is my first 2-day win.
Yep.
This is my first, I guess, full-time year PRS, pro level PRS. I shot a couple regionals last year, but first year.
So this is your first year shooting real 2 days against the pros and everything, and you've already got. Now this is an outlaw match because there's obviously
obviously a PRS style, I should say.
PRS style. Yes, there's outlaw match, so it's not the whole kit caboodle. There's some offhand stuff. There's some UKD stuff. There's some wrenches. Or monkey wrenches thrown in this.
And I definitely was not ready for that. I have about a 26-pound rifle.
Yep.
And I was trying to figure out how much weight I could get off of it before we shot that stage. Yes, sir.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, definitely never done that before with that particular rifle for sure. Never done any unknown distance type stuff like that. I've always relied on a Kestrel even for my data, my dope.
Right.
And, man, you're telling me I've got to guess what 600 yards is. It was pretty tough. It was difficult, but man, I guess I got lucky.
Right. Spend enough time in glass, you'll get better spotting and thinking and knowing some stuff. So you came out here. Day one went well. Day two obviously went well.
Yeah.
You're the Accuracy International Long Range Champion for 2024, ninth year they've done this. You walked away. The trophies are probably the coolest that they've ever been.
Man, that's
a piece of hardware to bring home. You got 5,000 extra bucks in your pocket.
Yes, sir.
So it's a happy drive back to
definitely
back to Texas.
Definitely. We lost one of our passengers, so I've got room in the back seat for the check and the trophy.
Fantastic. So what was your favorite match or favorite stage of the whole match?
Oh boy, the boat.
Okay.
I did really well on the boat. I actually won that stage.
Okay.
So that was a platform held by 4 chains, very wobbly. Man, I actually used to be a boat captain in a previous life, yeah. And so everybody was making fun of me. Oh man, you probably shot off your boat a bunch. You're used to rocking and stuff. And I said, man, I've actually never shot off the boat. But man, I did really good at it. Shot it really fast. Man, that was something else I'd never done before. I'd never shot a mover before today.
Really?
Before yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I was telling John Kyle and Tate Streeter, I said, guys, I need help with this. I don't know what I'm doing. And they're like, no, really? And I'm like, yeah, I've never done that before. And they're like, okay, we'll do this and do that. And man, I cleaned it, first
awesome.
time. Yeah,
super cool.
I've had a lot of help,
Okay.
I've had a lot of really good mentors and everybody in the sport is just so friendly and so helpful, and that makes a big difference too. I mean, that's
a common theme amongst people I talk to.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I pulled the trigger and had to make it happen, but man, I couldn't have done it without half the help I had. I mean, it really means a lot.
That's awesome. So what's the stage you want to get back? I mean, you didn't have too many bad stages since how you won the match, but if you could go back out and shoot one of the stages right now, what would it be?
The 12 critters in the tower.
Okay.
Maybe stage 10.
Yeah, it was 12 shots, 12 targets,
yeah,
90 seconds, hustling.
I fumbled there. I was first on that stage, and I didn't go through my mental process before really well.
Okay.
I'm going to go here, and man, I went through the tic-tac-toe board and I shot off the first pipe and went to the second pipe, and that was when I realized, man, gun and bag don't fit in there. And I struggled there. I think I got a 6 there. That was where I really left some meat on the bone. But other than that, I mean, some of the unknowns, I left the unknown distances. They were what they were. Like,
yeah.
You couldn't.
I think that was a common theme for a bunch of the people out here today.
Yeah, you couldn't fret over those. They were going to be what they were going to be, and that was it.
Okay. So you're not new to shooting, but you're new to this big game, first-year shooter. Now it is possible for a newer guy in the sport to come out here and crush. What are you telling the new guy back home that's thinking about starting with the regional series or start shooting some 2 days? What are you telling that guy?
Get out there and do it, man. I was a little timid at first, and I'm sure everybody is. But, man, get out there and do it. This sport is a very friendly sport. Everybody is there to help you more than likely. You shouldn't run into any bad apples. Like, everybody should be willing to help you. Just reach out and get started in it. And once you get started in it, that ball starts rolling and starts snowballing, and you're off to the races.
Okay, let's talk about your build. So what are you shooting?
DI Precision built 6-dasher.
Okay.
Impact action, Bartling barrel, Leupold scope, MPA chassis, Matrix Pro. Man, what else?
Trigger
Tech Diamond.
Okay, scope.
Leupold.
Okay.
Mark V. Alpha Brass. Burger bullets.
105s or 109s?
109s.
109s?
Yes, sir. Hodgdon Varget. Without warning TMB brake.
Okay. Bipod?
Atlas.
Okay.
Yep.
And rear bag?
Armageddon gear.
Okay. So all solid components.
Yep.
So I don't think a new guy getting into this game can really go wrong with going to any of the major gun builders or even some of the lesser known guys, getting a barrel spun up on an action or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Everybody in this game, a lot of people know what they're doing. So whether you go with this action or this action.
Sure. There's a lot of good names out there now.
A lot of good names out there.
And don't fret so much on the gear if you're a new guy. Man, this sport is kind of known as run what you brung. Don't fret so much on having exactly what I just listed off there. Sure, it wins. Sure, it's great gear. There's a lot of winners are going to use that same exact setup. But don't fret on that. Just get out there and get into it, and then you will see what wins and what works and what doesn't work. Everybody in the sport, hey man, try my bag.
Yeah.
You brought your sock with sand in it. Here, try this bag. You know, and you can make your wiser choices on how you spend your money.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any last shout outs or plugs you want to get out there before we wrap this up and you guys start your drive home?
Oh, man, I just want to thank my wife for taking care of everything at home for me while I go off and do this.
Yep, that's probably the smartest answer you could have given. I mean, you are coming home with some cash, so it's not like you're coming home empty-handed.
Yep, for sure.
Awesome.
Maybe some flowers and.
Yeah, babe, I spent all the money I went on flowers.
Yeah.
Oh no! Until she listens to this, don't worry, nobody listens to this. Awesome, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Man.
Congratulations.
Yes.
It was great seeing you work and seeing you shoot the stages.
Yeah.
And
thank you for ROing.
Well, it's what I like doing.
Yeah,
so once again, man, congrats, first 2-day win.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
super
appreciate
cool.
it, man. One more time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.